Good afternoon, all. We want to look at Concord. This is use of English. We're looking at Concord. In the literal sense, the word concord simply means agreement or harmony between persons or things, full stop. But in grammar, concord refers to the agreement between words in number, gender, or person. From the above explanation, concord or subject-verb agreement is the agreement between a verb and its subject in the present tense. First stop. It is a grammatical rule used in describing the relationship holding between the various elements within a sentence. In other words, concord refers to the form in which the subject of the sentence agrees in number with the verb. Full stop. By number, we mean the singular and plural form of verbs. Singular form of verbs in the present tense normally have is with quotation marks at the back, whereas the plural verb do not. Full stop. For the sake of brevity and simplicity, we can argue that the rule of concord states that there must be agreement between a verb and a subject in a sentence. This means that a singular subject takes a singular verb, semicolon, while a plural subject takes a plural verb, full stop. The following sentences justify this claim. The student takes his book. Another one, the students take their books. Another example, the girl goes to school. Another one, the girls go to school. Another one, he knows his teacher. Another one, they know their teachers. The bird flies away quickly. Another one, the birds fly away quickly. The husband speaks English language fluently. The last but not the least on that, the husband and his wife speak English language fluently. Having explained the meaning of concord, it has become necessary to examine types of concord in English language. Now, the first type that we want to look at is subject-verb agreement. This is the commonest type of concord. It simply means that when the subject of a sentence is singular, the verb must be singular, provided the tense of the verb is present. I repeat, this simply means that when the subject of a sentence is singular, the verb must be singular, provided the tense of the verb is present. Example, Victor likes his friends. Example 2, he feels happy to see them. On the contrary, when the subject is plural, the plural form of the verb must be used in consonance with the subject, provided also that the tense is present. Hence, the sentences 1 and 2 above now become Victor and Vincent like their friends. 2, they feel happy to see them. Full stop. Having said this, there is an exception to this rule, because there is a situation where a singular subject goes with a plural verb, and as such, it has invalidated the rule which says that a singular subject goes with a singular verb and vice versa. For example, it would be ungrammatical for one to say, I has come to see you. But it would be grammatical for one to say, I have come to see you. From the two sentences above, you realize that I is a singular personal pronoun. But the second sentence has have as a verb. That is, I have come to see you. Whereas the first one has what? Has. So is there anybody that will open his mouth to say, I has come to see you? They will just laugh at you. But the second one that says, I have come to see you, is the correct grammar. So if you want to analyze that, you realize that I is the singular personal pronoun, whereas have is the plural aspect of the verb. And as such, it nullifies the grammatical rule which says that a singular subject goes with a singular verb and a plural subject goes with a plural verb. So when answering questions that pertains to JAMB, always look at where they have exceptions, because you have it as a law. But this sentence is giving you an aspect of what? Exceptions. Now we move to the second type of concord. And that had to do with what? Concord of proximity. Under that, you have this. The word proximity means nearness or closeness. Relating this to the rule of concord, it means that the verb, whether singular or plural, is determined by the subject nearer to the verb. This rule states that when the subject consists of two or more nouns or pronouns of different persons, separated by the correlative conjunctions such as either, ... or neither, ... the verb agrees in person with the subject, noun or pronoun nearer to it, in bracket verb, close that bracket, full stop. Let us consider the following examples. Neither the girls nor the boy is here. Another example. Neither the girl nor the boys are here. Either the lecturers or the students looks fine. Another one. Either the lecturer or the students look fine. Nevertheless, exceptional cases abound in respect of the concord of proximity. This reminds us of exceptional demand curve in economics. Exceptional case of concord of proximity states that it is not in all cases that the verb agrees in person with the noun or noun phrase, which is nearer to the verb. The following sentences justify this claim. One of the ladies is beautiful. Each of the contestants receives a prize. None of the applicants is qualified for the job. The attitude of Nigerian politicians is that of self-centered. Of course, in the sentences above, the nouns dash, ladies, contestants, applicants, and the noun phrase Nigerian politicians are nearer to the respective verbs, but they do not influence the choice of the verbs. The determinants of the verbs in the four sentences above include 1, each, none, and the attitude. Full stop. Now let's move to another type of concord, number 3, and that is mandative subjective concord. The concord derives its name from the word mandate, which means order, command, or authority. It simply states that when a recommendation, resolution, demand, wish, suggestion, or prayer is implied in a sentence, the verb in this case must be in plural, irrespective of the subject being singular or plural. In fact, this rule is at variance with the subject-verb agreement. Examples are shown below. The 7-man committee has recommended that the principal resign his post. Of course, resign there is in the plural form without s. Example 2. The teachers demand that the Minister of Education tender his letter of resignation. Example 3. We pray that God help you to realize your political ambition. The last example, the husband suggested that his wife leave his house because of her adulterous act. If you look at the verb being used, they are all in the plural form. So whenever mandative subjective concord is used, remember that the law is that all the verbs used must be in the plural form. For example, let me use, we pray that God help you to realize your political ambition. As a typical example, you realize that even your pastor in the church, are you with me, will not say, we pray that God helps. Helps is a singular aspect, but helped. But the logic here is that if you look at God, it's a deity. Of course, if you look at that, God is in the singular form. So many students would just believe that it should go with a singular. No. The reason is that prayer is implied in this sentence. It's like the first one, recommendation is implied. The second one, demand is implied. And then the third one, prayer is implied. The last one is what? Suggestion is implied. And whenever you see question that pertains to this, please know that the verb must be in the plural form. Now let's move to another one. Number 5, types of concord. Pronoun antecedent concord. In grammar, the word antecedent refers to the noun, clause, or sentence to which the foreign pronoun or adverbs refers. In short, it refers to the noun that is replaced with a pronoun to avoid repetition. In the context of concord, it says that pronouns must agree with the antecedent. This can be observed in the following examples or sentences. The president has announced his 9-point agenda. He is expected to visit his Ghanaian counterpart tomorrow. His entourage will include Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Governor of Lagos State, and a host of others. Number 6, type of concord. Many a concord. Under this type of concord, the rule states that whenever many a, put that in double quotation, is used, it usually goes with a singular noun and a singular verb. We can observe it in the following sentences. Many a man likes beautiful ladies. Another example, many a serious-minded student faces his studies squarely. Another one, many a teacher likes brilliant students. Another one, many a priest desists from antisocial and immoral activities. We now move to another type of concord, and that had to do with notional concord. The notion is synonymous with the word idea. Notional concord derived its name from the word notion. It is the type of concord which takes a singular or plural verb depending on the idea being expressed. In other words, agreement of verbs with subject is based on the idea of number rather than the actual presence of the grammatical marker for the idea. For instance, the words government, team, and audience may take a singular or plural verb depending on the notion being expressed. As in, the government have failed in revamping the power sector. Another one, the government failed to fulfill their electoral promises. Another one, the government has failed in providing a regular power supply. Another one, the government fails woefully in terms of delivering the so-called dividends of democracy. Of course, you can see of the 4 sentences, the first 2, that is, the government have failed and the government failed, they are all